My name is Luke Houston. I'm the new producer for Reggae on the River 2007. It's nice to see you. I'd like to start out first with talking a little bit about the ticketing. Armbands that are numbered is a very good way to do it. At least you can tell who's supposed to be in and who wasn't supposed to be in. If you have armbands or tickets that are not numbered, what happens is you can't tell what the count is. If you look at box 17, you can't tell there's 1,700 tickets or 1,800 tickets. There's no numbering. So in this situation, it's something that needs to change. So we recommend that all tickets be numbered, including the volunteers as well. A couple things I'd like to start off with is our basic goals. Basically, what we want to do is we want to increase the safety of the event. We also want to increase the accountability and the professionalism of the event. And we want to increase the management transparency, which means anyone wants to look at the books and the material staff, they can. Our objectives are basically threefold. One is that we want a strict and accurate accounting and accountability of the permits. We also want to change the tone of the character of the event. Now, what's been going on is the bands have been booked at a little bit harder edge. So what we want to do is we want to take the edge off of it, a little more spirituality involved, which will make the event a more peaceful and generally a more calmer event. Now, we also want to be able to look at developing cooperation between the community and the people that are involved. The staff of Reggae River needs to be responsive to the community, specifically PRC and other community interests. And I think that it's been a little bit lacking. Not that it hasn't been, I just think that it needs a little extra help. Now that's an overall view of the 2007 Reggae on the River. And I would like to point out that on Highway 271, that was part of the Stevenson report, and they were talking about making a loop, bringing the entrance of the vehicles through 271. It's an excellent idea, but PRC didn't really like it because they felt there was going to be a little bit impacted on our own community. And personally, if there's not a problem, why fix it? So last year, the Stevenson report said that the traffic was handled well and worked well, so it makes sense to me. Let's keep it. Okay, 2007 policy changes. We want to significantly reduce the amount of people to the event. We want to change the tone of the event by booking acts that are more peaceful. We want to modify the first contact experience. When a guy drives in his vehicle, wants to get into the event, if he meets a growly security guard that says, go over here, go over there, I don't have to pass me back the other line, it makes people be upset and a little bit on the hostile side. What we want to do is we want to treat people a little different aspect. Treat them right, treat them good, and have them come in with a smile on their face.
I'm having a little bit of problem understanding the consistency. I thought I just heard Tanya say that she wants to increase the number of people at the event. And so you're saying reduce the number of people on the site. So
well, last year, there's a question mark with really how many people were there. We do know that there was 11,000 wristbands that were ordered, and we also know there was 14,500. You add that up, that's 25,500 possible attendees. Now, I'm not saying that's really what happened. We don't really know. But we do know that's what was really there. That was a possibility. Our end, we expect to only sell exactly what we're permitted. If it's 14,500, we sell 14,500. That's it. We'll have numbers. When we're done, if we sell 14,000 tickets and there's 500 left, you'll have 500 tickets. They'll be right there. If they're not, then there's a problem. And what we want to do is make sure that it's totally accountable, all the way down the line. If I continue on, do you have another question?
Yes, go ahead, please.
So basically, our idea of changing and modifying the event is to basically make it a little safer. And by doing that, is you reduce the numbers. So that's what we really tend to do. Sell the amount of tickets that we really rely on. Reduce the numbers, reduces the impact. Makes medical less of a problem, makes security less of a problem, staffing becomes less of a problem. Numbers of people on the site. Now, we've talked a little bit about that already. We've hired TicketWeb, which is a professional company that sells tickets. And basically, they'll be responsible for implementing the standards of accounting and procedures. They'll make sure there's a strict accounting. They'll also survive the delivery of the tickets to the ticket holder. They'll use secure methods to maintain an accurate count of the tickets. And they'll provide a summary of the tickets to us at the end of the show, and within 30 days. Now, we've gotten that in writing from them, so we feel pretty good about it. Okay, review of the annual report. There were certain items that came up in the report. Environmental health was one, bridge installation, traffic, which we already discussed, safety, which we discussed a little bit, medical teams and medical problems, and Piercy community. Okay, in 2007, the Division of Environmental Health, they had a problem with the way they were treated. They felt that they didn't get their reports on time. They felt that there were no permits taken out for some of the services that were developed on the site. They felt that when they asked for responses from other production company, they didn't respond in a timely manner. And they felt that the garbage and recycling was inadequate. So what we've done is we've hired Matt Pearson, who's Beard Engineering, to develop a site plan professionally, which details details the plan, which would be for the water, supply to water, solid waste, recycling, on-site wastewaters, food facilities, hazardous materials, and blue-green algae. Now, his job is basically to design the plan for us and we'll submit it to DEH, and I think that's a good way of mitigating it. Next, please. In the bridge, we did hear that there was some problems with the installation of the bridge last year from the Army Corps of Engineers. The way it was described to me, they said it was sloppy, just a sloppy implementation. So what we want to do is we wanted to put it in right, and we want them to tell us what they want. So we've hired Shannon Taliaferro, who's does restoration and forestry, and he works with a lot of very large restoration projects. And he has talked to many of the CDF and forestry and all the rest of the people involved, including the Army Corps of Engineers. So I think it'll be a good relationship with them. Whatever they want, he will do, and we'll make sure that he does it. In traffic, we already kind of discussed this, and Michael Richardson already kind of brought the topic up. We agree with the mitigations. We think it's intelligent and smart. So what we plan to do is post signs, 45-mile-an-hour signs, the 4.8 miles in the southern corridor. And we'll also plan to have a motorcycle patrol, which will look for people that are out partying or under overpasses, having a good time. We'll use them to bring the people back under control, get them in their vehicles, and get them to be socially behave, I guess is a better way to put it. So that's one of the things we plan to do. But also, they were talking about the gaps in the lanes. Basically, when they get into the queue, what happens is the car pulls forward, and the other guys behind them just don't pull up. So then, on the fast lane, the car tries to cut in front and just grabs the space. So they're kind of cutting in line. So I think it's an excellent, suggestion. We'll hire extra crew to make sure that that's taken care of, and we'll, put the cones a little tighter so that it's harder for them to get in and cut in line. The medical team. The medical team, I thought, did an excellent job, at least from my own impression in the last couple of years. So again, if it's not broken, I don't think we should fix it. The way the organization structure has worked well. The only thing we thought would be important is that we increase the amount of stations. Last year there was 4 stations, 4 medical stations, and we believe that 8 medical stations would be much better. The distances that people have to travel, it makes it difficult for them to get help if they really need it. So we figured 8 stations, we'll cut it in half, should make it a lot easier for people to get medical treatment if they need it. Let's see, fire prevention. Fire prevention, again, we felt was very good. It was done well. We had a critical incident team meeting with the fire departments in the beginnings, in Piercy, also the CDF guys and the volunteer fire department guys, and everybody thought it worked well. So I think we should just continue on as is. Okay, Piercy community. It was funny, they've been very vocal over the years, and I respect that. I mean, they live very close to the community, and I think it's important that we show respect to them. So we had a meeting with them personally. I was there at the meeting, as well as many of the staff from the Teal. And we sat down and discussed some of their concerns. One of the major concerns was just the size of the event. They just don't want it to be any larger. And I don't blame them. I mean, it's, there was a lot of people there last year, and I think it's time to kind of reduce the overall level of attendance. They were a little worried about the lack of accountability. They wanted to be able to get a hold of somebody, make their complaint, and have somebody respond to it. Now, not to say that the other production company didn't do that,